Have you guys in the studio this morning,
Good to be
and
here.
we have a very special guest. Before I introduce our special guest, for all our listeners out there, you can be a part of the Grapevine by sending your messages in via WhatsApp on 0809 You can also join the live stream on YouTube. Yes, you can find us at Smooth 981 FM at Lagos. Join the live stream and see what all the men in the studio are up to now. I met we have a very special guest, and yes, he's a musician. He's into music, into movies. He does everything. He's a G, and an OG, if I can put it that way, when it comes to the Nigerian music scene. And I'm speaking of none other than Mr. Nansen Nimiel himself, but we all know him as Zdon Paporrella. Very good morning to you, Zdon. Great to have you in the studio with us on the Grapevine.
Thank you very much. You won't really understand, man, but it's indeed an honor to be here. I've listened to this show for like ages, and always looked forward to being here. So it's an honor to be here.
Indeed, it is. And, it's not every day you are in the presence of someone who is, should I say, a big wig when it comes to the music industry. And of course, let's talk music. Now, I think it's safe to say that, you've been, should I say, sort of low key when it comes to music, when it came to, comes to the music scene in Nigeria recently. Is there a particular reason for that?
That's putting it mildly.
Why did you know exactly? Look,
That's putting it mildly.
why did you disappear, Mr. Zdon Paporrella? That's the thing.
That's you being nice, actually, and I appreciate that.
Why did you disappear?
Okay, yeah, I had other interests, like you rightly mentioned.
Is this money making interest?
Yeah, the money part of it, but also I basically I went back to school, went back to school, got my first degree, got my second degree, and there was certain other parts of me too that I needed to pay attention to, other potentials in other areas too. I needed to develop myself in, and I also, most importantly, needed to find myself. We're making music basically just out of passion,
Right.
and there was nothing more than that. And most of the time, I kept asking myself, what's the end?
What's the end game?
What's the end game to all this? So, and there was too much distraction. When you're doing music and you're at that point where I was at that time. There's usually a lot of distraction. There's always people around. You can't really think. So the only way you can find yourself or have some time to yourself is to step away from the scene. So the time away helped me to discover myself. So I'm doing music now with
Are you
this
back?
clarity of purpose. Yes, I am.
Fully.
I am. Yes,
Fantastic.
I am. That doesn't mean that the other things
I know you're not still going on.
no, but I'm doing music now, but I'm doing it for a different reason. There's clarity of purpose now. I'm more purpose driven now than just from a passion perspective, basically.
Yeah. So, but I mean, as somebody who is coming back into the gaming quotes now and was there at the time,
Yeah.
what changes have you seen?
Just been a lot of changes, a lot of them for good, positive changes actually. I'd say the internet has been a great game changer.
Positively.
Positively,
Okay.
more positive than negative.
The negative.
The internet has opened up the industry. If it wasn't for the internet, has been the lifesaver for the Nigerian music industry.
You
I
think
have
it
to
would
be
have
very
crashed?
honest.
If it had continued the way it was, would it have crashed?
I think a lot of musicians would have been depressed. A lot of musicians would have left the scene. The internet has bridged the gap, between the things that we needed, okay, when it comes to, getting our music to the big stage. The internet has been the biggest game changer in that regard.
Yeah, but I hear people say, I mean, two different things. I recall, I don't know, 4 5 years ago, in an interview with, let me say his name, with Brimo.
Okay.
Something he told me was that he felt like the revenue model for the internet, he didn't think it was fair as much as it used to be when it was CDs that were being sold.
We sold CDs, so I don't know. But the truth is, there's always a downside to everything, and that's why I said there are more positives than negatives. Right now you can make music from any part of the world. You can make music in Nigeria and then become a superstar in Bohemia where you've never been to, and then some promoter right there can just say, okay, this music is popping here.
Right.
Let's bring this artist here, to come perform and earn money.
Yeah.
But our time,
All right.
you literally had to go to, you had to be physically present in different states to promote your music. When I was promoting Now You Be the Girl, we traveled to 25 different states, different radio stations, different TV stations. You spent big budget. You know, get on, you know, if you do them, you know, you had to go, you had to be there. Now you have Zoom interviews. You know, you can do interviews with radio stations or TV stations in Australia, you know, and you can be right there in your, you can be in one small room in a boom or show and you're doing that. You know, you can, you know, have your computer, you make music today, it's on some distributing platform, and people are buying your songs in different continents, you know, across the globe. You know, we didn't have that luck. So, like I said, there's some downsides, but the internet has
overall
more positive. Yes, it's been positive.
One last question before I think maybe James says something. I want to ask, I mean, in that regard of the internet's, well, I guess, making certain opportunities available for everybody. And of course, with you coming back, there is this sense that what happens now is there is a lot of, what's the word? Power, influence, revenue, just pure cash coming in, but only coming in to the people who are like at the top. The funnel doesn't really allow, doesn't really permit, yes, exactly, for like a decent amount of revenue to come to people who are like lower on the ladder. As somebody who, of course, was there before and who's there and who is coming back into the game now, what do you think about that? Is that true? Is that a representative of facts?
To a large extent, it is true. We have to be honest with ourselves. But like we said, you know, for every business model, there's always, you know, the downside to it. Now, let's look at what we had even before. Okay, now, during the era CDs, there's a very big chance, you know, once in a while, there's always this artist that breaks out. You know, nobody knows them. You know, they just do a single and the single blows up. You know, I mean, there are a couple of artists like that, you know, back in the day, like Ekun, you know, he released Sample, you know, became
that was the one in South, right? Was he here?
No, funny enough, the song blew up first in Ibadan. And it blew up like, you know, like 2 years after he had done the song, he had even forgotten about it. You know, it was the marketer that, you know, they had to record some of the songs, you know, and stuff, and then released it. Now, my point is, there are a couple of artists, you know, Nice put out Gongwaso, you know, it became an instant hit, and, you know, there are a couple of artists like that. You know, but generally, it hasn't really changed. You know, before a marketer would even want to invest, because the Alaba guys were the ones running the game back then. You know? So before they would even approach you, your music has to have broken some sort of ground. You understand? But once in a while, some marketer just believes in this song and says, I think this song is going to do well commercially in the streets. You know, so they invest their money in it, you know, do their normal, you know, local network promotions that they do, you know, the bootleg CDs that we had, the legal ones that we, you know, refer to as pirated copies. You know, they invest in that, and then before you know it, the CD hits the market, and you know it's everywhere, and then they now release an album to it. So it's still the same thing. Everywhere around the world, you know, you have to work hard and get yourself into the top. You understand, whatever you're coming from. Now, but what the internet has also done too is that you don't necessarily have to be in the mainstream to make money. Now, if you have a song, you know, and maybe you find your niche. I mean, we have analytic tools, you know, data analytic tools on the internet that you can use to find out where your song is doing really well. And when you find those areas, those places, you focus on those places, and you strategically, you know, find out what you're doing right. Maybe it's with the genre, maybe it's with the, you know, certain elements of the music that is working for you, and then you concentrate and consolidate on what you've done before. There's a very big chance that you might not break through in that market and then become the champion or that area, and then own that niche, and then you can now recoup, you know. So basically, if you're not, a lot of artists get it wrong. They want to be number one everywhere. They see, okay, Wizkid has done it. Wizkid is number one in New York, is number one in Africa, and they want to be. Don't try to do that.
Just know their audience.
Where it works for you. Know your audience. Build on that, and then you can become the champion of a particular area.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I want to, because when you were talking, when you said during our time, you know, that's always a thing for me. So I want to put it generally. What usually changes, or how, or why does it change? Because the way you're saying during our time, I mean, you're still here, still active in music. So where does the divide between during your time and right now, you know, come to play? Because if you look at the people outside,
I hope you guys on YouTube can see what he's doing.
If you look at the people, I mean, till Michael Jackson passed, he was very much active, and for his
but he wasn't number one.
He wasn't number one, I know.
He wasn't.
But I mean, do you have to be number one to be still relevant or to still?
No,
do you
no,
understand?
I'm just-
But
yeah.
why I'm saying this actually is the fact that, I mean, this is Zdon. If you can see, it's I don't. If Zdon stands here and Burna Boy stands, you think Burna Boy is actually older than him? Do you understand? So I really feel like, where does that divide come? Where you just feel like, oh, okay, I'm no longer. I mean, and then it's funny how some people now start on them veteran artists when legend.
OGs.
Yeah, you know.
When the guy is still young. So please tell us.
Okay. Yeah, it is not. It is more about what the industry was like. You know, what was available. You know, the business model as at that time. Not about age. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty. Like you said, you know, I mean, physically, I still look younger than a lot of guys who they pop right now. But when I say our time, maybe that's not the right word to use. Maybe I should be a bit more, I should be clearer and a bit more specific. I'm referring to, like, you know, what we've been discussing, you know, the business model, you know, doing music at that time and what we have now. The internet, you know, wasn't as big as it was back then. Some of us embraced it early, you know. I mean, I was on MySpace. Yes. I was on MySpace, and I was telling you before we came in here that we were among the first set of people to deal with CD Baby. You know, we had songs distributed, you know, digitally. Then we were amongst the first few people to embrace it. A lot of people were afraid. We're like, how we take some money from Weibo? This one we put the America.
That's
you
a
know,
very interesting.
yeah, you know,
idea.
So you see, now this was a thought process at that time.
time,
So
right,
you would understand why I say
Things have
our
changed.
time. Things have greatly evolved, you know, between then and now. I know be about age. I know old fashioned.
That's what I'm saying now.
There's-
I was wondering.
Yeah, I guess we
Silas.
understand what you're
I want to come from
And you know, talking about music, you have a song out right now. It's
Yes.
called Religion of Love, and
Yes.
this is a song I've listened to. I love the vibe, and I think
Thank
it's something that we would want all our listeners to actually listen to for a little bit, and just give them a sneak peek into what's going on. So Lagos, this is coming from Zdon Paporrella, and it's called Religion of Love. Enjoy.
Thank you.
But
for me.
no.
So I feel like I feel where you put yourself.
James, they try to protect himself. No mind. Pop music is for young people. Let's not face it.
No.
It's for you.
We're actually trying to put it because when you saying that during our time, what happened? You're still there. You're still making music.
No.
So
But
when you say
There was a long
hiatus,
hiatus, like you said.
Exactly, there was. But how many years, man? It seems such a long time, to be honest.
It's a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I remember watching your videos on like terrestrial TV or something. Back in the day.
terrestrial TV, and funny enough, Shola, when Shola was at MTV, Shola played Now You Be the Girl. He played for us, and then there was Black Influence. Because I used to do a little bit of Black Influence back then. You know, so 2005 was when I dropped my first album. You know what I mean? That's like forever. You know, picking with
That's
the
two
ball.
years old.
You understand? And then, you know, professionally, I started music in '97.
Oh wow. Because think about it, actually, since Two-Face, I think we've had 3 generations.
Yeah.
We have. I think it's 3 years. Two-Face, the MI
I worked with, I trained as a sound engineer and producer with Nelson Brown.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's Plantation Boys.
So I was like, yeah, we recorded Plantation Boys album. I was working with Dove Entertainment.
Where is he these days?
Yeah, he's in Pasadena. If you guys want to talk to him, I can get him. We still spoke like
This
yesterday.
song even still has that.
I'm not running away. I'm
Yeah.
not running away from my because you know, like most of the calls I told you I was getting, a lot of people said we missed this vibe, we missed this sound. So basically, find your niche. You can't be everywhere. You can't be everywhere. You can't.
I just wonder if songs that have this kind of message don't have like a chance at finding an audience now. I feel like they're in a very godless.
Oh yeah.
Pop music is very godless now. But I don't know. It feels like is this a maybe you should sing a song about a girl.
No, I won't. That's the thing. I could show you the engagement. We're talking about it. I'll show it myself.
Engagement where? What
On
platform?
Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, I was giving shots myself. You know, like one of the reasons why I had it quick was, like I said, when I said I needed to find myself. You know, music first of all, for me, it should be about something you really believe in. And when you have purpose, it makes it easier. know, you are not under the pressure that a lot of people. I'm not making music for the same music I was making it. And I was trying to record it. We needed to make money. So sometimes I needed to, most times, I needed to compromise. You know, but right now I'm making music for different reasons entirely. I'm independent.
You have to do what you think is more viable. That's what
actually
of course. Brings money. Even if it's something that for you, like, this is not my thing.
A lot of songs I'm not proud of. My biggest hit was a song I hated, Nonsense. I don't tire to listen. I never liked that song. Now label, and that's my biggest song yet. Now that song give us money.
Yeah, but you to be happy about that.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, I know. Right now, I appreciate it more now with the results over time than I did before we released it. You know? So now I'm making music for all the reasons that I would love to make music. So I'm at peace.
So where is this big fat money coming from these days?
It's funny enough.
This is the last one.
For movies, you know, really makes like when I didn't work, I get my hustle. I own a studio.
Like sound?
Yes, I do. I own a sound studio. I shoot and edit too, so I have like a video editing suit as well. I do a lot of humanitarian work too. I'm an SDGs ambassador, Sustainable Development Goals ambassador. So the music and everything I do now is actually in sync with my activities. So
is it grant dependent?
No, I better explain.
You mean like the SDGs? Exactly. Yes.
No, SDGs is volunteer work. It's voluntary. Nobody give you money. Now people even spend money. You know, but it opens doors for opportunities for you to meet certain people that might work in your interest.
Now go back.
Yes, sorry.
All right, Lakers, welcome back. This is the Grapevine right here on Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. My name is Ayo, and still with me in the studio are James.
Yeah!
And Oris.
Yeah.
I didn't take my headphones off that time.
You'll be fine.
I'm getting stronger. And of course, still with us is our very special guest, Zdon Paporrella.
Wait, tell us a little bit about that name, by the way.
You don't let us go there.
Let's not go there.
All right, Lagos.
Let's
have been
talk
censored
about
because people don't want to tell you about the behind the scenes.
Let's talk about that great song we just listened to. That was Religion of Love.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier on, I love the vibe. Absolutely. You know, it's mellow, but at the same time, it gets you going.
Yeah.
Where exactly did Religion of Love come from?
Yeah, Religion of Love came from a place of purpose. Actually, it's not a new song, bro. I recorded this song 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
But just putting it out, right?
Yeah, I just put it. Right. Just put it out. Recorded it in 2018, and I kept saying I was going to put it out, but you know, I never got around to. Some last month we were in Abuja, and for an SDGs event, and I decided to to optimize the trip to shoot a video. I shot 2 videos actually. The other one is for climate action. You know, I'm an SDGs ambassador, so most of the things I do right now is around the Sustainable Development Goals. We shot the video and then we came back and I said, okay, I was going to release it. And then I said, okay, let me tweak the audio a little bit because I do produce, mix and master my songs. So I had the video edited, you know, when we talk like, please, I get video, but I don't get song. So video was ready and I, tweaked it just a little bit, just changed the drum patterns. But primarily, to answer your question, comes from a place of purpose. This is what I want to do with my music. I have a different pressure point from what I had, back then when I was making music. And then I was just mainly passion driven. And of course, in quotes, I was signed onto a record label. There was also, the interest we needed to make money. But right now it's purpose. And my pressure point right now is to impact a significant number of lives before I leave this earth. So
you have to.
Yeah, by His grace. So I'm believing God that I'll be able to do that. So that's where this music comes from.
All right.
Purpose.
Let me take a couple of messages from WhatsApp really quickly here because we have people, who are actually responding. Okay, Xavier says, "This man, it's been a very long while." In reaction to Zdon being here. Senfajo says, nice intro, beautiful mix. Wow, the bounce from the intro is the sure thing for me. I felt you were going to come in at one point, but nah, you broke the norm, man. And then talking about the message, it's full, but with not too many words. This is outside the usual love and romance to a true message of repentance and to encourage true love. You did a good job on that. I love the song.
Thank
Coming
you.
from Senfajo.
Thank you.
Clement says, good morning, everyone in the studio. Zidane in Zion, well done, man. I remember listening to your songs growing up, your new body of work, Nick Brain, according to Clement. So, guys, any last words on Religion of Love before we jump into more entertainment stories this morning?
Oh, I just think the song has it says it all. It doesn't self-explanatory, and I mean the message, the tone, the beats, the the vocals says everything that the song is about. So, and I mean, so I don't think there's much to.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, Zidane, we're hoping and waiting to get more from you back to back. Just hit us back to back to back to back.
Projects showing up.
Don't slow down. Just hit us back to back.
Music day. I've actually recorded like a couple of songs. Like I said, this wasn't the only song I recorded then.
Okay.
But it's the only thing that's out at the moment.
Yes, it's the first one.
All right.
Actually.
All right, fantastic. It's been great talking to you, Zdon Paporrella. Great to have you in the studio. And of course, the fun actually hasn't ended yet because Grapevine is actually continuing. I'm going to talk about a couple of entertainment stories right here, right now. And James and Oris, I know that you have been waiting for me to dive into this. Now, let's talk about Seun Kuti and B-Naija. He voiced his belief that the popular Big Brother Nigeria reality TV show should have been about creating solutions to Nigeria's problems.
Why is James chuckling? Before you conclude the headlines and stuff.
Do you agree with this? Because I'm just wondering. I mean, Big Brother creating solutions to Nigeria's problems.
Yes, I feel like the you might have misrepresented Femi Seun Kuti a little bit, just tiny, but enough to say that that's not the entire thing he was saying. I think what he was trying to get at was that they could have structured the show in a way that young people who are contestants profile a bit of solutions to certain things that are happening in the Nigerian society. And to be honest, I see how that is possible. Will that give the same, what's it called now, traction? Will you get the same traction as sex, lies, and videotape? I doubt it. However, I do think that there's a tiny place. There's a small place where.
How small is small?
You can. I'm saying. I think they are there for 90 days.
72 or 70.
I think
some days. Okay, yeah, so about 3 months or something, whatever the cases you get. My point is, at some point in time, it's entirely possible. They do all of these. What's that thing called? Their quizzes, which went viral recently and stuff. They could have, frankly, a spot where it is dedicated essentially to certain things that are probably pressing. I think it's entirely possible. So I'm not saying that it becomes a political show because, like I said, unfortunately, I don't think many people will watch it. However, there might be maybe, I don't know, every 3 weeks, every eviction show, whatever it is, I'm not sure. But I think there's a chance for this to be shoehorned. It won't be the whole game, but it can be part of it.
Be part of the game.
Yeah.
James, what do you think about that?
So why I actually chuckled is always about how the media, I always put it back to the media or social media, sort of coin and just pick the parts they want to talk about and just blow it out of proportion. And Oris has actually explained further. So, but yes, I agree that just maybe you should incorporate a little bit of sensible and like a CSR proper or sensitization, kind of games or something to just educate young people, because a lot of young people are actually watching the show.
So, but millions.
I know that
quite a number.
I know how some people have also, or what some people have said about the shows. But I always say, in my own opinion, number one, for you to be able to watch the Big Brother show, you have to actually send a message or sort of ask the cable network to activate your channel. That's number one. Number two, you have to actually
yes.
You actually have to be a premium subscriber to watch the show. Do you understand? There are a lot of other processes that you have to do to participate.
Not necessarily though.
No, you have to be.
If you're a premium subscriber, you already have access to it.
What? Yeah, but it's not only at that high level.
I don't think the lower level ones can watch the show.
They
can watch.
That's true.
They can watch highlights. They can give them a bit of highlights, on the other. But the show
to get that channel, you need to be on premium, I think.
Subscriber or a compact subscriber. compact, like a middle range.
Okay, Zdon has the
Okay, maybe Zdon has the T.
place.
Okay, but then there's also GoTV actually. GoTV where maybe that's where they can also watch the show. Like a lot more people watch the show. But now, apart from that, I mean, outside that, I feel like it's a thing of choice. It's not compulsory for you to watch the show or whatever. But people can watch whatever they want to watch. And the show organizers, trust me, this is their cash cow. I don't know what else is popping on DSTV with no disrespect at all. But this show, if they do it 3 times a year, bro,
3 times a year.
if they do this show, because before now they had one of Big Brother Nigeria and South Africa that they combined. Not so long after they have brought the Star one, what's it called, the All Stars. Trust me, they're still bringing the regular Big Brother Nigeria.
No, but not this year.
I don't know.
Not this year.
So, but
Early next year.
bottom line is that the organizers and the people that are sponsoring the show can decide however they want to, whatever they want to show, or whatever they want to do. I mean, sometimes some of the things we've seen there can be embarrassing and so, but hey, it's just what it is. If you don't like it, to get out.
Yeah, Zdon, what did you want to say?
Exactly.
I feel like you have a few things to say.
I think
Well, the thing is, people who watch this show really, they love it. And if you watch the show, you see the sponsorship. These days, you don't even get to watch a lot of the content. Adverts come in like almost every 30 minutes, and the adverts will roll for literally for like 15 minutes before they come back. There are tasks every day. That thing is a cash cow, like you said.
Yeah, it is.
all right, let's move on really quickly to another story because time is really flying by. You're having fun, so that's what time does. And on a sadder note, a veteran Nollywood actor, Payemi Lawrence Adeyemi, formerly known as Suara, has passed on. This was revealed on Sunday, 24th of September. And the circumstances around his passing were not disclosed, and the family requested privacy in their period of grief. I remember Payemi Lawrence Suara. I mean, who didn't know him back then from Superstore?
If you're for a particular age,
Yeah,
there are many young people who have no idea who
Well,
he is.
Even from our time.
A lot of
but
us,
Super
a lot.
Story was
Yeah, it was a
popular.
big one.
That was
That was
the
the
first-
first.
that was the
That was
first
the
one.
first. That
Yeah,
did
yeah,
that.
that
was,
was that was the biggest.
Oh,
in my
Father,
view, that
oh,
was the big
Daughter,
one.
yeah.
actually.
It is.
That was the
That
first
was. I mean, Towing Tomato.
Yeah,
You know, so many brands, yes,
exactly
now,
from that
from
particular
I mean,
series, I think. Yes,
It was from that particular
season,
episode.
yes.
Yeah, that season. The very first one.
Yeah, so may he rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
That's peaceful. Okay, so let me quickly touch on this one because it's actually really important here. And this is about the TFA Awards. Now, Ashake, Ira Star, and Victor Simeon are among notable persons nominated for the 2023 edition of the Future Awards Africa, that's TFAA. This award celebrates a new class of innovators, philanthropists, activists, technocrats, and so on and so forth, even creators as well. Some of the nominees in music, we have Ira Star, Ashake as well for content creation. We have Lai Wasabi, Kotularin Waju, Miriam Apolkagi, that is Taoma, and Samuel A. Perry, that's Brother Shaggy, and so on and so forth. Guys, what do you think about these nominations?
I think everybody there they deserve it. I think they've had like stupendous year. Like the past 12 months have been stupendous. I don't think anybody can argue with Ashake's, I don't know, almost, I want to say complete dominance, but it isn't because of course Rema has had a great year as well, But I think in terms of the people who will say are popping right now, if you have any music awards and you don't nominate Ashake, you're going to be like, what exactly are you doing?
There have been a lot of
What exactly are you guys doing?
a lot of outrage.
Yeah, and apparently I
that
think
front.
the future was it's a particular age cutoff, and Ashake is I think right in it. So yeah, I think it's an Ashake and Ira Star deserve to be there. If it was possible for them to split the award, they should probably split it, but I'm not sure that's possible.
So real quick, I'll just add that under the content creation category, I know that Brother Shaggy, Samuel Perry has done tremendously well for himself over the years. But this Lai Wasabi is somebody who I've actually been looking out for. I really think that guy is fantastic. He's creative, his sense of humor, the things he's putting out is actually way different. Sometimes it's difficult to actually carve a different niche or just in a field that's very, very saturated. But this guy has been able to do it so well that I'm rooting for him. I think that he should.
But here's the question, Brother Shaggy and Taoma, I feel like they've been so popular over there. 4 years.
Yeah.
How come they're still getting nominated this year?
They're consistent.
I think Shaggy won an AM this year.
Staying at a high level, I guess. All right, let's round up with a couple of messages on WhatsApp. Oluwaseun says, Zdon don't tea. Nice song, really purpose driven, but what did Gbomosho do you? Why one small room for Gbomosho?
Gbomosho collects 3 bullets. The irony is that one of the best shows, one of my best performances now for Lautech, Gbomosho. So Gbomosho holds a very special place.
That's what I just in his mind somewhere.
Yeah, all right, Casey Michael says, good day, guys. Zdon Paporrella, it's been a while. Missed your songs, bro. We the 80s born loved your vibes. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And Tayo says, Shion Kuti must be watching the wrong BBN because these sets of people lack critical thinking and contemporary knowledge. It's just mindless arguing. I prefer old Olivia Benson and the cop with the dog than the show.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's hard.
Okay,
that's harsh.
Okay, I guess that is Tayo's
opinion.
No, of course, that's what it is. Just sharing it.
Yeah,
with the world.
All right.
Yeah, my wife, hear you.
All right, well, that's the curtain right here on the Grapevine. Thank you so much, James and Oris, and a very big thank you to Zdon Paporrella for being here with us.